We just hit record and see what happens.
As always.
All right, here we go. Dance Like a Podcast, episode 41. Back to back, baby. How you feeling?
You tell from my eyebrows?
We're still good. We're still feeling good from 20 minutes ago. Okay, so how do this one? Where am I going? So I'm thinking a lot about risk recently and the importance of it in our personal lives, in the way that we speak, in our own work setting, especially being in sales. Like every time you put yourself out there, you take a risk. I feel like a lot of it is almost not destigmatized, but it's not talked about in early education. So as an early educator, I really want to get your perspective on how do we talk a little bit more about entrepreneurship, a little bit more effectively about risk, and the ability to put yourself out there when you get to be an adult at all stages of life. So where am I going on risk?
I think you're right on. I think you're right on a lot of things about risk. I would say one place you might be wrong is like it does require a lot of nuance to talk to, especially kids about, because
right.
I think the message of "go take risks, kids" that is not what young teenage minds need to be hearing, just with no other conversation. But I think in the classroom it's really easy to talk about, trying hard and making mistakes. Like this is a space where you can make these kinds of mistakes and it's good.
Right.
Like that's like naming the spaces you should make mistakes. That's important.
Right. Yeah, it's just anything about the mistakes factor, but I felt like at least when I was in middle school, high school, it was more focused on never be wrong, like never try to rock the boat, never try to just kind of more task completion as opposed to they're obviously creative endeavors, but I just feel like it's not necessarily as prudent as incorporating some risk in there. But no, I agree as far as like that's an interesting point on go take more risks, kids. Like that doesn't really sit as well. You have a pretty nuanced discussion around it.
I think it is a good message to if when you ask the young adult or kid, they can explain it coherently, like in like a way that makes sense, not just like Mr. Flat told me to go, like do whatever, like
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely. But,
that's a liability question for you.
Yeah, and the other thing is people who go into education, like that's a government job, it's pretty steady, like not inherently attracting a lot of risk takers. So hard to teach risk taking when you're not doing it by teaching.
Interesting. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but
it's an idea. Maybe we revisit that one.
We say that one.
I've been seeing on the news a lot, Dan, that when things happen, we go talk to people who were there. They were part of the event. They participated, and we're going to these people for analysis of what happened. And I just think there's a lot of fallacies going on here. It makes me laugh. It literally makes me laugh when I hear these things. Right. People talking about, I was there, this happened, and then their analysis of it. So what are some logical fallacies, perhaps, in this news phenomena?
Right, I think like a local news story, just like getting a first-hand account, like those are just gold in some cases. Some can be very effective. Some sort of like expert deferment fallacy or like identitarian fallacy, like just because someone may have been there firsthand, like doesn't necessarily mean that their words are exactly what happened. It's like for whatever reason someone like was there, we just like defer to them as like their words are sacred. It's like
it's called the anecdotal fallacy, and I think this happens so much. Like, and I would even go so far to say the last person to go to for analysis is the person who participated because they're so warped by like the small corner of the event, and because they're so warped by the anecdotal fallacy of I lived it, I must be right. That like they're not going to be able to really. They're going to be even less likely to provide a comprehensive analysis because they were part of it. So I don't know what do you think of that.
Yeah, it's really tough to like take a step back and have like a more I like to use the word rational, but you're so because you're like so focused on it, be like having a conversation with someone like nose to nose, and like it's like okay, let's take a little step back here and get some perspective on it. But I think it's definitely some trade-offs with firsthand versus. So that's why it's always tough to tell like a full story and like get because everyone's got their different perspectives, man. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, and I just feel like even if you interviewed every single person who was there, a better analysis would still be just watching video and hearing. Like that would still be because the people who were there, they were hearing and seeing that, and then they're just like telling it to us poorly, basically.
Yeah,
makes me laugh. Makes me laugh.
We need anecdotes, but sometimes they can be our demise at the same time. But anyway, here's tip of the day from Dan. I can't exactly remember what it was off the top of my head, so I gotta check my notes here. But it's never think of a deal as closed. So I work in sales, and a lot of times there's like this focus on short-sightedness. I need to close this deal by X time, and then once it's actually closed, it's really just getting started in a lot of ways. So this is available for your personal relationships, the way that you take care of your health. Think of things in a more infinite light. I'll steal that from my boy Simon said, infinite game.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely treating it kind of comes back to just like treating people as relationships and not as, or treating things as relationships and not as just like this blunt exchange, right? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Let me just reframe it a little bit. Yeah, 100%. When it comes to people, we want to be less transactional and more purposeful. But it's also like the point of doing whatever you're doing, whether it's say it's you love to run. It's like once you're running, so you can like run more in the future. Like we're doing this podcast, web show, whatever you want to call it, so we can like build on it and do more. Like it's never really finished. We love the people that we love and build those relationships, so we can continue to build them. Right? We don't say okay, like I won my friendship with Will, or I won my relationship with my girlfriend. Like, that's not how it works. It doesn't get closed. And I feel like a lot of us have that more finite mindset.
I feel like there are just perspective. I think there are some corollaries to doing the dishes and doing the laundry that are just like some things like are just gonna have to get done, and there's not really much more to get better at, or it's just like part of what you have to do, and it's not really like you're playing this infinite game of getting better at laundry or dishes. I don't know.
Are you sure? I think that if you do, I think the point of doing dishes is so that you can do them again, so you can use them another time. The point of doing your laundry is so you can wear those clothes again, right?
Yeah, but there's not much
like everything in whatever you can put that frame on. Almost every tepid task that you go through in a given day.
Maybe. More hesitant on this one, but I think for like the human to human things, for sure. Magic wand. Here's a fun one for you, Sir Dan.
Okay, here we go.
You can do one or both of these. You get to make one thing cool that is not cool now, and you can make one thing uncool that is currently really cool. So one or both of those.
Coolness is pretty subjective.
However you want it. Make something that's not big, make something that's big, not big. Something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Give me some joggers. Maybe like.
I think I would make something very uncool is like taking your phones out around children. Just like being on your phone when you're like in charge of children. I think that should be just like smoking.
Yeah. It should be like smoking like that. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that brings up the point of when folks do like the baby videos. This is a side note, but it's like it's not the children that are actually getting the dopamine hit from that. They're kind of just getting anyway. That's a side note. Coolness. Yeah, I think that should be uncool. I would agree. I think maybe calling. I think just picking up the phone should be cooler these days when you're in a friendship or in a potential romantic relationship. You know, you hide behind the text. It's like, hey man, sometimes you gotta pick up the phone. So
Ooh, I
that's
like that.
cool.
I like that
Pick
one
it
a lot. I like that one a lot.
Get
Trying to
those,
get some others
get those
here.
digits. It's interesting. It's like, I mean, we've talked about some of my dating ups and downs, and you're trying to navigate that when it comes to the coronavirus and what have you. Everyone has to be smart about it, very smart. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm surprised that the feedback I get, because I do that, and a lot of times women will be like, wow, like this, no one picks up the fucking phone anymore to do any sort of planning. So, come on, guys, pick up the phone. You can do it.
I think that's a good. It's like it hasn't happened yet, but it's a tip. It's a tip. We're starting to.
Yeah, it's a little bit
We're starting the snowball right now from Lake Tahoe. Well, not Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe last week.
Like last week. I said this week.
You brought the snowball back, Dan. You brought the snowball
back. You know what, did I talk about picking up the phone when I was in the mountains?
No, I was just saying. I was just connecting a snowball idea to Dan coming back from Lake Tahoe with this snowball idea.
That's right, man. I've been thinking about it for a while. We need to be picking up the phone. Yeah, even in sales too. It's like folks want to get like cutesy around like, you know, emails and you know, LinkedIn posts and what have you. It's like, hey man, you know, sometimes you gotta pick up the phone, hit someone over the head, and just say, hey man, hey Jim, this is Dan. How are we? Jim, my company helps with XYZ. Do you have 45 seconds? Okay, let me tell you a story. No, but I think picking up the phone is a good general thing that should be cooler.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What else, man? I don't have much for after show. I mentioned before about watching old episodes back. That was kind of fun, but I think that's all I got this time.
I think saving money should be cool.
Yeah, you're so right. I feel like tonight I'm going to think of like 25 things, and I'm like, wow, how did I not think of anything on the spot? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, saving money should be super cool.
Just like, oh, what do you do in your free time? It's like, oh, well, actually, I save a lot of money, so I like to just go do free things around the city. Just like,
right, yeah, right. I like to walk. I like to walk around the parks.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey, I think that should be way cooler.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of cool, no? Well, it's cool in the long term.
I mean, no one's posting. It's not like a get lots of attention event, right? So it's not like cool,
right.
Popular. It's not like, hey man, next weekend, do you want to save some money and do nothing with me?
Yeah. Do you want to meditate with me and just, you know, be in this moment and not have to
that's like
entertain ourselves with dopamine.
Zen social media. No one likes anything, and they just post about like, hey, would you like to get together and just think or something?
Right. Yeah.
But no one ever likes things.
I would be down with that.